Hey, welcome to the Sturts Lab 2020 Marine Ecology class. Thanks for joining us today, and I even have a tie on honor this day. It's actually early, it's the 8th, but you guys are seeing this in a couple of weeks, so I might be a little ahead of everything here for you guys, but this is the new Canvas learning management system. So we have adopted this on top of a ton of other technology that we're learning and troubleshooting. So worst case scenario, we have your textbook here is your default. So they should all have a textbook. So that worst case scenario, they can always go to reading that chapter. We're just getting into chapter 4 on ocean floor features. In fact, they're going to be doing an ocean floor expedition using Google Earth, which is the advantage of them each having their own personal devices. We're able to do this now. And so if for some reason your student doesn't have their own laptop or Chromebook or iPad, you want to make sure that they go to announcements and get set up for that as soon as possible. They should have already figured that out, but there's under announcements places to sign up just by going to this. You can click here to request a Chromebook, but I'm hoping by now that's all been resolved. Basically, with a meeting, they'll be coming to click on the start, the very top one, for the Zoom meeting that we're on. And I'm encouraging you guys to be signed on as observers. So if you haven't created your observer account, you can talk to guidance if you need help with that. But that's what they're requesting we ask you to do so that you have ability to see everything that is on Canvas here. But basically, they just click on start here to start the Zoom meeting. And for period 1 on Mondays, that's 8:45 a.m. And then my other period for marine ecology is 10:37 a.m. on Mondays. And then the schedule for Tuesdays through Fridays, since it's 1 and 3, Wednesday is the teal cohort, which means that if they're hybrid in class, they'll be joining us in class at 10:15 a.m. Otherwise, all the other students that are online or in the silver cohort will be checking in with me at the beginning of every class. I'm going to do attendance just so we can check in, and then we'll split off from there to do different things. But they should all be at 10:15 if it's period 3, and 12:55 p.m. if it's period 5. I'm sorry, they're not period 5. It'd be period 1, which is 8 a.m., or 10:15 a.m. if it's period 3. I don't have a period 5 marine ecology because I teach biology then, and then I also teach anatomy and physiology. So that's our motion detector that needs a little stimulating. And let me take you next to the syllabus. So in the syllabus, this is something you should have already seen at the beginning of the school year. I need your help motivating your students to call their 3 responsible partners. They should already have 3 people that are responsible from the class in their phones. And they just need to be motivated to use those people so that whenever they're confused, whenever they need help, whenever they're absent, and they need to check in with somebody who is here, have them call those responsible partners and make sure that they know what's going on. That's the first step, okay? They should also, under materials here, be keeping track of all their stuff that they've done. It may be more of a digital format now as opposed to we used to do it all on paper. But if they could be graphing their grade every 2 weeks, that's something I could use to give them a bonus at the semester, as long as they're showing me so I can kind of acknowledge that they are graphing it and checking in with me every 2 weeks to show me that. That'll be how it gets the most value. And then the progress report we've just done. So October 2nd was that cutoff, and we're already into the next one. So keeping track of their grades is the other thing. So let me just go to, under home, let me just show you the most important thing to know, and we'll show you what it looks like if it's them. Right above my head is where the to-do list is. So as things are assigned and you want to see what it is that they still need to do, right above my head, there is the to-do list. And then as they check things off as we've done them, you'll see them shift forward, okay, and they can see what they still need to do. So that's kind of their method of doing that. You could also go to grades and see where they're at with each thing in the grades section. Modules is set up so that you can see kind of how things are grouped. So when you go to modules, you can see the different units that we're assigning, and we've already made it through plate tectonics, and we're just getting into bathymetry and sedimentation. So big thing for this class is we're using UC Scout, which is a separate account that they should have already signed up for. And I think we've gotten down to eliminating all issues except for 3 students. So if your student is one of those 3 that doesn't have UC Scout access, you might just have them show you that they know how to access that. That's dramatically affecting their grade. So we want to make sure that we're troubleshooting that and getting into UC Scout to do the things that we're doing. So basically, it's going to take them to a login screen, and they need to have their password there. And where we had trouble was other students that didn't set up an email account when they forgot their password. That's become the issue. So anyway, just make sure that they're able to follow along. I have to take things from UC Scout and import them into Canvas. So that's kind of the scenario there. But if ever you need to contact me at pcstirtz at capousd.org. And that's the best way to communicate with me. We've had a troubleshooting announcement set up for that, so that kids that were having trouble with an account, if they went into announcements, and the one that's about UC Scout, we were trying to give them a way to work through that here. But the district is working through a number of issues, and this was one of them. But this is the red link when they get into trouble. If they've already set up their password, they should be able to just click here to reset their password, but that's only if they've set up their email so they can actually receive emails. And I think we've gone through, like I said, without exception of those 3, we've got most of those taken care of. So we're on track. But if you see a problem with things that are on UC Scout and grades, that could be the issue. We want to make sure we get that addressed as soon as possible and have them talk to me at the end of class. All right. I also wanted to encourage you to consider Monterey. Once we get to the yellow level for California, which is I think the 4th level down, and we're on our way there, we'll be able to do field trips again. And so the best thing that I think I do is our Monterey field trip. And so on that syllabus, you had an opportunity to sign up down here to say you'd be willing to be a chaperone and be willing to invest $50 in doing a live scan so that we can make sure everybody is safe. We'll reimburse that if you end up being a chaperone, as well as we'll pay for gas. So know that our Monterey trip can't happen without your help. So that's an area where you should have already gotten a chance to respond to that. And we're looking at that trip being in May. And we'll know more as we get to the level that I can actually apply of its approval. But I'd like to show you a taste of that, and hopefully this will allow you to see it. Otherwise, have a great evening, and thanks for joining us. But this is our Monterey field study, short little video that a student actually filmed, and hopefully this can play in the background for you.